Good morning, good day, good afternoon. This is Action Coach Christian Habeck. Today I'm welcoming Miki Kruger from Simple Sense Therapy Center. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Christian. It's good to be here. Good to have an interview with you.
Great. So Miki, please tell the audience about your business.
Right. Simple Sense Therapy Center is a therapy center. It's just that we do yoga every day, and we specialize in people who have problems, long-standing problems, post-operative issues, can't walk properly. We do lots of physical therapy, massages. We have somebody who does nice, relaxing massages. We do some energy work. And then we do retreats and festivals. We've got a big festival coming up. So yeah, that's what we do.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So what made you get into this kind of business or industry?
I have an obsession. My passion is to such a limit that it is almost an obsession with the human body. For me, it's the most amazing machine that could possibly ever exist. Just how it works and how every one of us is different and how our bodies perceive our emotions and everything else different. Life and what we do in our jobs, every single one of those things have a different impact on your body. And because I love the human body so much, I've made it a mission to find alternatives. It's so easy to go to a doctor and he says, no, go see the surgeon. And the surgeon says, let's go do an op. And we trust that. And I do too. I'm not dissing any medical practitioner. I wanted to be there for people who want to try alternatives, who want to go through some therapy, try exercises, try changing something or releasing something. And just find the relief.
That's good. How long have you been doing this now?
I've been doing this for probably about 10 years,
Wow.
But I've been full-time at it for 4 years now.
Okay. All right. Good. So we can obviously speak about the elephant in the room, which has arrived in March, this thing called COVID. How has this impacted your business and you specifically?
Well, tremendously for the business, and my other therapists. So my other therapists, they work on guests mostly. Hogsback is a tourism town, so we rely on the tourism industry, and there's lots of guests that come up during the week. Every weekend, it's a really busy town. So my other therapists have struggled because they don't see the local clients; they only see the guests. So financially, it's been really hard on them. For me, I have also just narrowed down to only seeing certain locals who don't go into certain areas, which is also sad because people are missing out on their therapy. They are missing out on exercises and routines. But I do think that we are trying to support them as best we can.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I haven't been to the gym, obviously, many months. It was my ritual to go there at least twice a week, and also I always go with a friend of mine. So it's always great to have, and I also miss the routine of doing something, an exercise that gets you really going in the morning. So.
And how good you feel afterwards. I mean, yoga classes. Our yoga classes vary in age. We've got 24-year-olds all the way up to 86-year-olds.
Wow.
Yes, it's not just about the movement and the exercise.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's great, but it's about the breath and the getting out and the social moment that they have. Which we also had to stop completely, and now we are limited to 5. So the classes have lots of space now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, obviously COVID is here. What are you doing differently? Have you adapted? Have you pivoted something? Are you doing 1 or 2 strategies that are working or that is working at the moment?
Well, we have added a few videos, so people who want to do stretches at home, especially for specific things like sciatica or tight hamstrings. So specific stretches, we have sent out some videos to our clients for that and started a YouTube channel. And then the other thing that we are trying to do is yoga classes on Zoom. Obviously, it's complicated and it's a little hiccupy. We have our moments, but at least provides for a laugh as well. We also started Voga, which is yoga in the ears, because I do think that people tend to watch a video too much and then they injure themselves or try and be perfect. Where if you just hear the instruction, your body will flow to what it will, its limits. So risk of injury actually is less.
That is so interesting. That is really interesting. Okay, so have you had any, like a strategy session? Have you sat around with your team and, thought about what can you do now? Um,
We
you can't
have,
really,
and
yeah. So go on.
and
Yes.
and in the beginning, it was obviously with a lot more hope. In the beginning, when this all started, and we all thought, no, it's just going to be locked down for X amount of time, and then it's going to be all done and over. And we all kept talking, when COVID is over, when COVID is over, when this is past. Um, so in the beginning, we were very positive, and we had our meetings and we had our discussions, and just postponed our things a little further. And then reality really hit us probably in April, saying that, okay, well, this is here. It's here to stay. And I think it's going to become a part of our lives. I think in the future, it's going to be, there's so many things that you can catch from another human being. I mean,
Yeah.
there's honestly many more things. So I think eventually, as time passes, it will be one of those things like flu and everything else that is there. So it's
Yeah.
part of our lives. We need to accept it and embrace it for what it is, and just make the best out of it. So yes,
Yeah.
the team has now shifted into a mode of everybody comes up with an idea, we put it out on a
Okay.
WhatsApp group, and sometimes our ideas are crazy, but that's the point of a brainstorm, right?
That's very good. Well, it's proactively doing something with almost nothing. I mean, as you said, tourism is almost died down in your area. It's a tough one, and it is tough for anyone who's related or related to a business or in business which is tourism related. It is really, really
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, I hope this is going to be over sooner than later. So coming to my next question. So it's been said smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what mistakes did you make along your business journey, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
Oh, several. I actually like making mistakes. I love making mistakes. I love being wrong because the lesson there is always there's always a lesson. There's always something that you then do better. So mistakes I've made, advertising on the wrong, completely the wrong platforms, that has happened. And then you get the wrong clientele. You don't get the right, you need to go
Yeah,
advertise where your people are. You need to be certain of what your target group is. You don't just say, oh, I want to serve everybody. Because, yes, get real in business. This is who you really want to serve. This is what you want to do. Finances, looking at finances always needs to be, you need to be on top of it. You need to know what's going on in the back as much as you do in the front.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think those mistakes are good. Learn from them. That's when they're good. If you're not learning from them and you keep butting your head against the same wall. Another thing that I want to add is also don't give up. I was in Hogsback for a year and I had one yoga student. I was here for 12 months and I had one student. Now we have 36. It's a small town, so 36 is a lot. I promise you.
yeah.
Um, but yes, just being consistent, because people want consistency. There's so many fly-by-nights and there's so many businesses that have given people a lack in trust.
Yeah.
So stick it out, no matter how much you have to put in, and try. Just be consistent, be there. If you really want to do your business, follow your dream
Yeah,
and your passion, then stick with it.
I completely agree, and I like your attitude towards that. We cannot give up. I mean, we as humans, we are complicated, um, but we are adaptable, and we can make things happen. We can move forward, even though that there is so much control from the outside, which is the macro influence. But the micro influence, the small things that we can do on a daily basis, can have a big influence in the long run.
Exactly.
Yeah. Speaking about target audience, who would be your ideal client?
Okay, so the man or woman that has gone to the doctor, that have a pain that they can't explain. They don't know what's going on. The x-rays can't tell them what's going on. They just know they're experiencing a pain somewhere, whether it's in their arm, their elbow, their finger, their back, their knee, wherever it is. Nobody gives them an answer. So those guys, and then guys who have been through the whole process, who have identified what their problem is, who have done the corrective procedures, who have either had surgery or done the physio whatever they needed to put in and still have issues, still struggle. We really, really want to, for me, you know, my other therapists are awesome with relaxing massages. I can't make anybody relax. I'm terrible at it. But I can find a problem quickly, and because I know the human body, I can tell you where it's from and really quickly get to the point of it. And yeah, get you back into your perfect self, because that is our natural state, is perfect health.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So if you could turn back the clock, jump into a time machine by 12 months, what would you have done differently 12 months ago?
12 months ago already seems like it was a completely different world back then. Sure, what would I have done differently 12 months ago? I'm also a firm believer that you shouldn't regret things. So regret is very hard for me. And even just imagining what I would have changed makes me feel like I'm regretting something. And it was just such a beautiful part of the process. We moved into a new space about a year ago, which is a beautiful property, stunning view. And before this, we were in a really, really tiny space, much appreciated still. But we were in a tiny, dark space. So that change happened. There were so many changes that happened in the last year that I'm completely content. Just stay here, get out of the time machine.
It's good. I mean, what I find a lot of people answering to this question is, damn, I would have loved to have actually had a bit of extra cash set aside for those days, for those months that are coming. And it is something that I coach my clients extensively on. Always had. I said, you need to have a get to crap fund. When something happens, that you actually can dive into something and have a bit of a backup. So
absolutely. Yeah, no, in business, I think it's always good to have a 3 or a 6 month, just a breathing gap, just a space. I think it has become really, really difficult in modern, not just because of COVID, even before COVID. I think it's really difficult for small businesses to even have that little bit of a backup fund.
Yeah.
But yes, I do think that is crucial.
Yeah, that's quite correct. Yeah. So Miki, I've got all your details, your email address, your website. Is there anything that you're offering at the moment, a special that you're running that everybody should know about?
We always have specials. We are not, unfortunately, seeing any foreigners or outside guests at the moment, but what we do want to promote a little bit is next year. So in a year from now, end of July, we have the biggest yoga festival that Hogsback of the Eastern Cape has seen. And we would love to just go check out our website and come join us there. And by next year, we should be able to come do yoga. If we can't, we'll do it outside.
That's brilliant. So what is the most inspiring thing for you at this given point?
Loving what you do provides you with vitality. So I believe the more authentic you are, the bigger change you can have, the bigger impact you can make on the world. So find your passion, find who you are, what resonates with you, and just live that. Be happy, just get people here in your heart, love everybody. And we can all just make the world a better place, I think. Not that it sucks, it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always room for improvement. Well, Miki, thank you so much for your time and energy that you spent in this interview. Everybody out there, please do reach out to Miki. It is really important to support local as lekker, support our local communities, local businesses, and all the best. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.